Stuart Wolf.
Here.
Doug Myers.
Present.
Scott Samuels.
Here.
Nicholas Bondar is absent, and Paul Pikes is absent. And Michelle Tresigny.
Present. The next thing on the agenda is good and welfare. Marcy?
I don't want to be interrupted by the board with what I'm going to say. I've contacted Florida Power and Light so that everybody is aware. There are people here that are taking electricity from other people. Just so you know that there are people in the village who are connected to other people's apartments.
You have names and apartments?
We are aware of this. Elwood is aware of this. I have mentioned it to him, but Florida Power and Light is going to come in here and check and make sure that everybody is on their own meter. Because somehow, other people are paying for their electricity. I, for one, have a very large electric bill, and I'd like to know why. I mean, there's a reason for all this. We have squatters. We had a fire in the Grenoble. The people that were there were not supposed to be there. The people are in foreclosure, and somehow Mr. A, who was in foreclosure, his key gets to Mr. B or whatever, and whether they get paid for Mr. B living there, I have no idea. No electricity. I mean, it's disgusting that we have this going on now. We have to find out. My suggestion is that every person who lives here must show their license, must have an identification, their license in the office. I want to know every apartment with their license. Yeah, I'm very serious, Doug. There are people here that when you want to come in, oh, I'm going to call up and let that person in. Hey, wait a second, that's enough. That is enough. I want to know everybody that's coming into this place. Let them sign in. Let everybody know who they are that's coming in here. I mean, it's ridiculous. Everybody can come and go as they please. I'm going to call up and let somebody come in here every time they want to come in here. It's not right. These are people who are here illegally. They may be paying for somebody's apartment, you know, like Mr. A has got an apartment, I'm renting it out. Or better still, go to the courthouse and get a quit claim deed, and the people can stay there and sign over that quit claim deed. You know what? Enough already with the way this village is. And I think that people on the board should learn to work together. We've had enough boards over the years where people fight with one another. Let's work together. Let Michelle fix the buildings up. Let her do what she needs to. Scott had his chance. He did his thing when he was the president. Never questioned anybody. He did what he wanted. Let's get going on here. Let's get this place going back to the way it was. Thank you.
Okay, Sarah?
Well, firstly, I'd just like to thank the board, because in the 7 years that we have owned, this is the first time we have come back and we can see the vast improvement, because before it was just deteriorating each year, and I'm very, very pleased. But I have got a bet. Last meeting, you did say you're going to upgrade the buildings, starting with the Bordeaux. Marriott was busy painting, and you said a month for each building. I am a little bit concerned that everything has now been put on halt, because I see Marriott now painting the curbs. What has happened? Because at this rate, it isn't going to take a year.
Okay. Also at the last meeting, it was brought up that they wanted to get more carpet bids from the people, so we're in the process of doing that. We're attempting to get 3 or 4 more carpet bids for the board for the carpet that was selected. So we are still working on that. We're just waiting for the bids to come in. I told them they had until next Wednesday because I wanted before Thanksgiving, so we can have everything presented to everyone by the next meeting in December.
But could they still not be painting? Because quite honestly, they could go out and buy bulk lights and, you know.
Well, we need
I have an answer to that question. Actually, Marriott came up with a pretty good idea. And I've been through the buildings, and some of the other people, you know, the other board members, most of them have been through the buildings, and they tended to agree. We'll group it with the worst 4 buildings. Okay, the Edelweiss is the worst building. There's no question there. No one has a problem with that. The Grenoble's the second worst building. The third worst building is the Marseille, and that's kind of a tie, so you can flip that. And the fourth is the San Moritz. So I figured we'd start with those 4 buildings, and we'll get a notice out to form committees because.
The notice has gone out for the committees,
Okay.
to form the
Waiting for the
committees, so we're
people
waiting for
to-
people to sign up.
And whoever, out of those 4 worst buildings, whoever gets a committee together and decides what colors they want and exactly what they want to do. And at that point, I said that there'd be a budget set, and we'll decide what we can do within each budget. The budget would, I said we can do each building for about $10,000 to $12,000 at most. Then we'll see what needs to be done most in the building, and we'll work within that budget. And but have any committees formed yet?
The letter just went out.
Oh, the letter just went out, okay.
This week.
So as soon as that's done, we're on our way.
Now, we do have some people that
But
have phones.
but because she didn't have anything else to do, you know, we're having her paint the curbs. I mean, it's kind of a waste. Which they needed to be done, but I mean, it's kind of a waste because she's a very expert painter, but painting curbs. But I wanted to keep her busy until this gets done. By the time she's done with that, I think we'll be ready to get inside the building.
I hate to tell you, the curbs at the front, so many have hit them already, they're black.
I know. She's a tremendous painter.
David Lewis.
We are timing everybody at 3 minutes, so.
Thank you. Firstly, I'd like to express my gratitude for your confidence, and also like a member of the village. We gathered the past board meeting, and we approved everything was approved by the board, and I am still waiting for
Because we're
the
still
signed contract. I understand that you have to type it over and
Not
these
even
things
that.
that.
We still need a copy of your insurance that we requested.
Yeah, but this was a topic that was discussed at the past meeting, and there's nothing that I could provide without a signed lease. In addition, there is a condition in the lease that allow time to put these licensing in place. We cannot create anything without the actual sign back. My understanding was that you had to retype the first 2 pages.
That I got.
And so there was no other issue. I mean, anything else, I understand there was licensing and equipment.
Right, that I-
These things come after the fact, as board member Terry said. We have 3 months for any discrepancy that may exist, should it not be to the standard as we agreed.
Could I?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, this gentleman came to me, yesterday or the day before, and we had this discussion, and I said, where were you at this point? And and I tend to agree with him. He's not going to go running around getting all these things together, spending money. He has nothing. He doesn't have a signed lease. He needs a signed lease, and we have the protection of the 3-month kick-out clause. If he doesn't get what he needs before he goes into operation,
We
he's,
can't give a lease without insurance, but just give me the intent from either your insurance
Okay,
company or whatever.
that's what you
Okay,
need.
well, then this is a new situation. We must now get an intent based on. But also keep in mind that the language of the lease, as was approved by the board lawyer, does give us all we needed was sign back, because there's certain measurement has to be taken, certain pictures of the business has to be taken. So there must be a gap of time to put these things into place, to ask for them before we actually have anything or sign back. I don't think is rational at all. There is no rationality there.
So basically,
The board and the village is protected by the language of the lease as it has
So-
been approved by your lawyer.
hold on.
By the lawyer.
So my understanding is that all he needs is that insurance binder, and then he's good to go and do what he needs to
As
do.
long as the board agrees with it, yeah.
Okay.
That's what I was waiting waiting on to provide to the board.
Yeah, you
'cause I
can't-
have-
you can't-
May I
Right,
address
right.
that, please?
Well, hold on a second, I just wanna let them know, I do have a copy of the lease with his signature and the deposit check.
Okay.
So, yes, once again, we cannot put the cart before the horse, so to speak. And there is protection for the village and for the board after the fact.
Let me ask someone out in the audience, does this, Michael, does that, you see what he's asking, does it make sense? I don't know.
You could have a lease contingent on complying, and then there's a 3-month moratorium of,
Okay,
complying.
just put that
And
in.
such was the agreement at the last meeting. The contingency being that you would have this time to look at the standard and the requirement of the lease as it is.
The lease
no
is
change in-
contingent upon,
No change in
right,
language.
it's just contingent upon, doing this and bringing the insurance policy.
Yes,
Okay.
correct. So all I need
How else-
tonight is the signature as per the agreement. My 3 minutes is up? Yes. Thank you very much.
Can I ask a question? Is he saying that, I'm gonna direct it to you, sir.
Please.
Are you saying that you're going to move into the beauty parlor prior to showing an affidavit of intent?
No.
Okay.
My request is just for the sign back of the lease so we could satisfy all the requirement of the lease, including insurance, everything that's in the lease now. There's certain requirements, there's certain standards that are set forth. And in order to solidify those or make those concrete, we need the actual lease signed back. Now, everything else is there and everything else has been approved as per the last meeting.
I need to draw up an addendum to the lease that you have to comply.
Well, we could add this addendum, giving me the 30 days as we verbally agreed on, and I think it was more like whatever the board deemed reasonable. I have no objection, but at least we could move forward. At least the opportunity to fail if
Yeah.
one is to fail. This is not my objective,
Get
however.
moving.
Jerry, you're next.
Thank you.
But we can't get it until he gets all that stuff. We really-
Actually, I'm picking up on what Sarah had to say, with no buts. I just returned on Sunday and I looked around and saw the buildings, the clubhouse, the plantings, and I just want to congratulate and thank the board for making it such a pleasant welcome back home for me. I know you didn't do it just for me, but I looked at it that way, and I was very happy to see that you were able to work together and get all these things done. Thank you very much.
That's it? Jerry, you can't.
Hans?
Well, thank you for having me here. I'm a proud owner of a unit over in Bordeaux, and I'm very grateful that this community is looking this spick and span good. I believe it has been looking even better before, but it is all well as it is right now, and it's all possible to make improvements, and that's what this board is doing. And with all the security and property managers and everything, so I think I tip my hat off for you all. I'm only here for a couple of months, a year, and unfortunately, I have noticed something that worries me a little bit, and that is the nitpicking and blame that is being shuffled around between different persons around here and different departments. And that is not something that brings this beautiful community together, but has a tendency to split it up. And that's not good, because we all need to thrive and to move forward. So the only thing I'm asking from all of you is a little bit consideration and mutual respect, and I think everything is going to work out just fine, because I enjoy it here very much. Thank you.
Okay, the next item are some reports. We're going to start with George.
Thank you very much for putting my hand on my report, the job I did. And I was to talk to you the first time. The construction we're doing in all the buildings. For the information, we did Bordeaux buildings down outside. We're talking outside the buildings. We painting our Marcel building. We painting complete all the building in Grenoble. We did Orleans building. We working on the Nottingham building. We're gonna painting complete the building and fixing everything, cracks and seal the windows, everything. We working also at the same time and then somebody's building. We built up all the front. It was eaten by termites in the front of the building. We take it out complete out. We put new material and the hardy board. We painting. You can probably today we finish. Put all these boards in there. We want to start painting two somebody's as soon as we want to finish. And also we are doing. We put a lot of plants and flowers, everything around. We did probably in all of it. I don't have any complaints. See somebody needs something, they can tell us, we're gonna help you. I will help you put it in front of the buildings and make it more beautiful, the place. And also, we doing also, we have many complaints that people say, why they not put anything in the back? We won't do it. We want to put the trees in there, we want to put some flowers in there. We want to little by little, we're gonna make a beautiful place in this, we enjoy.
Yeah, George, what can we do about the stuff growing out of the balconies and patio?
But we've
Yeah,
already
we-
started to address that.
Yeah, we doing everything. We doing building by building. We clean everything.
Killing them?
You have complained with a couple of buildings. We're not doing it yet. It's elder waste. I know we have some in interlocking. When the time is doing this job, we're gonna take care and cleaning out everything. And also, I want to tell you, also we're doing the cracks in the patios. We're working in there, finish all the buildings and fix it up. Also, we take out 2 trees outside, the long ones, the big ones. It was damaged for the light on the pine tree in the park, the one close to the pool here. We take it out, probably with a few big tree, we take it out, it just costs only the labor, we not spend any money. Okay, and also
George, let me interject. Now that's it. This is another way we've saved money. Normally we would have outsourced that type of situation. We had prices to remove those lightning damaged trees that were an eyesore. There's 3 of them. You just can't let them there because eventually they're going to fall over and damage other parts. We had prices of between $3,000 and $5,000 to remove all those trees. And George did it with his crew in-house. I mean, they were quite large. It was a huge job, and it cost us really nothing because the people are working here, and we're going to continue to keep everybody working, and that's why the place is getting done every day. The workers are busy every single day. They're working all the day through, and that's what we've been doing for the last 6 months, and that's why it looks like this. And that's why, hey, you might say, why is she painting the curves? Yeah, we're going to keep people busy. We're not going to just have them sitting around and working. So I said, we'll paint this. It has to be done anyway. That's a good example. Yeah, she's an expert painter. She's going to do all the floors, all 33 floors in the building and all the lobbies. But in the meantime, until that apparatus is set in place, that system's ready to go, no, I just wanted to say the way he's saving money. We saved several thousand. That's just on that one item.
all right, since Ray was talking about saving money, with the project job we had before for doing all the buildings, it was a lot of money. Probably everybody knows how much we spent. We spent the last money. I spent the last money. I want to tell you right now, the Grenoble building approximately was shut up for painting all the building for $20,000. I know past $5,000.
Oh, excuse me, George. That bid was $38,300 to repair the Grenoble. Yes.
I spent $5,000 for painting with labor, with everything.
What about the screens?
We have order from the president. Doing all the screens in all buildings. We're going to start doing everybody.
Even though if you read that it's your responsibility, we're still just going to everybody gets on the same page, all the screens get done, and then from there on, you know, if it gets torn again, you know, we can't argue because there's so many torn now. We want them all fixed. That's another item that we're going to do.
Okay, and one more. Let me finish. You asked me questions after. The other thing we did is in the past meeting we approved of fixing the 3 roofs. It was one Elderways, the other one at Zurich's building, the other was from Nottingham. It's done already. Last week it's finished everything. We have complete for guarantee for 3 years. I inspect the job when everything is perfect, no problems. They did good job in there.
Yeah, it's the first time since I've lived here where nothing is leaking.
I want to tell you right now, along the roofs, it's complete done in all the community. Okay, we have 11 buildings plus the roof, it's done.
George, you mentioned the painting the whole building. You didn't mention sewage. You don't want to paint sewage or what? What?
We're doing
Every
sewage.
building is going to get done.
Oh,
Right
all-
now, we have an issue with the cherry picker, so that's why the Yorkshire has been started but not completed. That's why we moved over with the smaller over
Down
to
to
the
one, but
Nottingham.
so,
But
yeah,
everything
We
will
have
get
one cherry picker broken that one. We working only bottom. We're not doing the high, but there's the more job we have to do that. But we're going to fix it as soon. Probably in a couple more days we have ready.
George, when you replace the screens, are you gonna paint the frames?
Yeah, everything bad is bad. We want to spray with white paint, with black paint all the screens. We did ready a couple of buildings. We're going to start doing.
We're not going to paint the metal part though, George.
We painted.
The metal? Why?
That's the what's time to do. No other question?
So, of all this work you're doing, does that include snaking the downpipes so that we don't get back up here?
With the snake we're not doing, that's just a plumber job. We're talking about the construction I'm doing right now. We in process, we won't buy a snake we're doing this job with my employees, but we did a couple of times, we're going to start clean. But this is no assume, we take care.
What about the dryers? Is the dryers on all the buildings opened up so that it's clear?
Okay, we have these couple of days we're talking about with the company. The company we're going to call coming to clean the machines, the dryers. I'm cleaning up the pipes with myself, with the big vacuum. Outside we use a cherry picker to clean all the vents. That we have better drive in the machines.
George, I have a question. I have a screen that needs to be replaced. Do we have to sign up for anything? How are you going to go back and tell me what screens need to be replaced? You're going to go to every single unit?
Okay, we want to start in one building. We're doing building by building. We want to finish all the buildings.
So you'll let us know in advance?
Thank you.
Okay, that's it. Thank you very much for us.
We just received the financials today for the meeting. I haven't had a chance to go over everything, but I already can see that there are a few errors in here. So what I can tell you, according to United, is right now we have $74,832.34 in our operating account, and we have $1,568,977.69 in the insurance fund, which I'm not sure why, because the last time they were here, they told us that we had $1,533,000. So somehow the insurance fund has gone up.
Interest.
Not that much. Yeah. So I can't give you an accurate report on the financials, and I do apologize for that. We've been asking for these since the 15th, knowing we had the meeting tonight. Yes, Michael?
What other accounts do we have? Do we have balances on our other accounts?
Yeah. Okay.
Wait for the treasurer.
Well, this is going to be, because no one's had a chance to look at these. I've been asking for these, and thank you, I would.
We have the security deposit, which is for the renter's escrow. We have $33,675 in that. The owner's escrow, we have $89,983.26 in that. Our parking deposit escrow, we have $25,086.15, and what that is for the barcodes that we are, if you come and provide the proof, or we have the proof in the office, we will give you back the check for the barcode when you initially moved in, be it owner or renter. And We have $122,505 in a capital expense, which I'm not quite sure what that is. They haven't given me an explanation on that. Okay? You're welcome. Any other questions? Okay.
Can we have a website? Can we have a daily report on what